don't even watch that show.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dan Lerner, and I'm the director.
I'm Eric Fowler, and I co-wrote the screenplay.
So, right, what are we supposed to talk about now?
So talk about where you came up with the idea.
Right. So, like most of my good ideas, I came up with it in the shower. That's not a joke, but it could be funny. I'm not really sure if there was any background to it. It was just like, hey, how about something related to a sitcom? Because they're funny sometimes, unless they're like Two and a Half Men, in which case they suck. But yeah, that was basically how I came up with it. I don't think there was really any big metaphorical relation to my life or anything like that. Yeah, and then I ran into Jack, the other writer, on the bus, and I told him about it, and he was like, hey, that sounds like a cool idea. You're a genius, Dan. And I was like, oh, stop. And he was like, no, really, I love you. And I don't mean that in like a manly way. I mean that in like, I'd like to have gay sex with you. And so then he relayed the idea to Sandale and Eric, the other writers who were involved in this, and then we met and started writing stuff for it, and we came up with some funny lines, and then we looked through it and took out most of the funny lines, and then we made the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's how children are born, so.
So you want to talk about the process, things that went well, things that didn't well?
I mean, do you want to talk about anything?
Well, I first heard about it from Jack, and it actually, the idea has changed a lot since then. Initially, it was more of a dramatic angle, wouldn't you say? Like, kind of dramatic angle.
I think I
Well-
might have originally had the idea for it to be like a parody, like the whole thing making fun of
Oh,
sitcoms.
right, yeah, right. It was more of a
Right.
parody, and then it kind of became. I think was it Jack's idea to have the script ripping scene. I feel like
Yeah, because he was originally the one who brought in the fact that like one of the characters would be
Right.
making it a sitcom, which I thought was actually a cool idea to begin with.
Yeah, it was a cool idea, but I think me and Sonley eventually vetoed that idea.
Yeah.
We weren't big fans of that
Right.
whole process of taking out choice from the main character.
It was really just like a choice movie-wise in what kind of thing we wanted, because like that would have made it more of like a science fiction kind of like psychological thriller thing. With like every film basically is a psychological thriller if you're pretentious, but
It's the truth.
it's the story of a man's mind and the explosion of, but yeah, so that would have made it that, but I think Eric and Sandale were probably right in the end for making it more of like a meaningful, like it's not so much about what's actually happening, it's about what the character goes through, like what
Right.
he thinks about and how he feels.
Right.
Yeah.
And from there, we started storyboarding, which took a lot longer than it should.
That took forever.
But that's because we're kind of idiots and we don't think things through, even while we're thinking things through.
And we like watching Britannic online, so we spent like
Yeah,
40 hours
Britannic is
doing
just-
that before we,
Which probably made the movie better. I'm willing to say that.
we might have gotten some inspiration because they're like the most amazing geniuses ever, and
Right. Are we advertising for them right now?
I don't know.
Is that
Maybe
our
they'll
thing?
see this and they'll meet us and be like, "You
Dude,
guys are awesome."
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome.
And then we could like work with like
You guys
people
like-
who know what they're doing.
Okay. And they'll be
Okay.
like, "You have the most annoying laugh. What
My
is so
God.
goddamn funny?"
Okay. Moving on. So we
Two.
storyboarded, right?
Right.
And
we
then
storyboarded.
we got that out of the way. Taking forever. I forget how do we start writing? We met at their
I mean,
place.
We
and at
basically,
first,
just
yeah.
all met together and we started hashing out, like, I think we started with the storyboarding, so just coming up with, like, what was generally going to happen. And I guess the reason that turned into more than just a quick little thing is that we changed our minds a lot about what we wanted
Yeah.
to happen. And, like, at first we weren't all on the same page, like, with the...
4 people. It's not ideal to work with.
yeah.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd say 2 writers is really, like, in the end, we had a lot of good ideas
Yeah.
together, so that was good, but at the same time, the downside is that you never get anything done.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey guys, this cool YouTube video, it's so funny, let's watch it, and then watch
Yeah.
12 more.
I mean, yeah. Any more than 2, you have more good ideas, but you get less done.
Yeah.
So,
takes
with the
way
interest
longer.
of time, you have
Yeah.
to go with less than 4.
Right. And, So then we finally decided on the story, and even like afterwards, while we were writing dialogue, at times we would be like, "Oh wait, but I want the story to go this way," and then we changed more of it. So
Yeah.
And then the dialogue was that took forever.
Yeah, we have very different senses of humor, which is
Definitely. I mean,
kind of a good thing, but also kind of a terrible thing.
yeah. Not to mention you like wrote 80% of it, and then we changed like 90% of what
Yeah.
you wrote.
It's
Um,
it went by faster though, I think, than having
Yeah,
four people write at the
yeah,
same
that's
time, which was, thank God.
and then you had some. Who was the one who wrote that line that we didn't end up using? Was it Jack? Yes, where he wrote the penis. Your penis can't fill the void or
Joel's,
something.
yeah. When Nathan gets pissed off at the sitcom and confronts his
It's in the
friends.
blooper. It could be in the blooper reel, so stay tuned because it's hella funny.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, basically, well, if we're gonna show him the blooper reel, I guess we don't have to explain it.
I mean, in case it's not. In the
Yeah, you guys
thing.
are at 6 minutes already, so.
Oh, okay. We'll ignore that.
All right. Okay, so I guess then we did casting and we found a bunch of actors, and I mean, we ended up with some pretty good actors. Like I'm very happy with who we got, and
Turned out well.
yeah, I mean, the specifically like people who tried out and were like perfect for their role. Like Josh tried out
Josh was
for
perfect.
the role of Joel, which is basically like Barney from How I Met Your Mother, and it was like.
We're not original.
We're not. The whole thing is basically stolen from How I Met Your Mother. And,
Yeah.
Did we hire a lawyer yet?
Well, I'm just hoping they'll never see it. So.
Okay. Hopefully they won't watch because Jason Segel is like huge, and I think he'd try to kill me. But yeah, 5-year engagement in theaters now. So let's see, where are we?
I lost track.
Actors,
You guys
Actors.
have
and
advertised for 3 different films or TV shows.
Hey,
or
while we're at it,
YouTube
4.
channels.
There's 4 already.
while he's
Four
talking
films
about
in
the
there.
5-year engagement, Allison Brie, watch Community, do it.
Oh my God,
That's
yes,
fine.
Do it.
it's so good.
Guys,
Okay.
I have
Let's
a
move.
lot
Let's move it
to-
along. Let's
You
move it
can
along.
just go ahead
Let's
and
move it along.
just be like, enjoy the movie now.
Okay, let's really quick. Any
Okay.
problems you guys ran into?
Right.
Obstacles?
Let's see. Problems. There were rehearsal-wise, there were some issues with like we didn't rehearse enough before we started shooting. Not that we exactly had time, but then what happened was we'd start shooting and it would be like, oh yeah, that's not what we want at all. And then we had to spend like an hour rehearsing what we wanted, figuring out exactly how it was going to go. So that took a lot of time out of it, which resulted in stretching it out. But I mean, unlike my first film attempt, it worked out in the end. In terms of footage, we got everything that we needed eventually, which was pretty damn cool.
I will add one thing though. Our production was our scouting was less than ideal. I mean, well, we didn't we used Josh's apartment for a lot of the scenes, right?
Right.
But we didn't even know we could use that until Josh
That's
signed
true.
on.
And same thing with the barking dog.
Yeah, the
Jack
barking
got
dog.
the barking dog 2 days before,
Literally 2 days
Or something
because
like
we
that,
asked Jason's Deli, which was the
Right.
original location.
and
Like-
we are not advertising for them because they suck.
It's true.
Boo!
But
Jason's Deli sucks.
We had this the entire script. If you read it, it's literally Jason's Deli in every freaking scene. It's terrible because we waited until literally 3 days before we needed it to ask them yo, can we shoot
Yes,
here?
we had a week maybe.
Okay, a week. It was actually
But
a week. I
then,
exaggerated.
but then Jack had to find the barking dog, which
Yeah.
ended up being awesome because
Yeah.
the scene that it ended up being was really bar looking, obviously because it's a bar.
Right.
So that's cool. Looked more like a restaurant, but it had the whole booth thing,
Yeah.
in
It
How
worked.
I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. I'm just saying, for the future, we should probably scout out locations a little bit earlier. Especially
Probably.
when you write them into your script.
You learn something new every time. If I hadn't failed so miserably in my last film, this one wouldn't have succeeded in the way it
Well.
did.
I like to blame our actors for that.
Yeah, it's really all the actors' fault.
No, but actually,
all of them, they were just holy shit.
So I have got plenty of material here to make a minute out of. We're at 9.5 minutes. Can you, no. Can you just do a little wrap up thing?
Okay. Can I do the pretentious director thing? What I
Try it.
wanted to do with this film was basically highlight the vulnerability of man and really get this sort of.
No.
Okay, so yeah, so enjoy the film. We had a lot of fun making it, and hopefully you'll think it's funny. I don't even know anymore if it's supposed to be
Moving.
funny or like.
Tear jerking.
It's like parts you're gonna be laughing, hopefully, and other parts you're gonna be like
Crying.
and then you're gonna have this complex whirl of emotions that'll probably just cancel each other out, and the whole time you'll just be watching and be like,
We're trying to kill you emotionally.
right. Basically, you'll be zombies after this, and
We
so
really cannot do this, can we? We really can't.
So
Go back and
so
enjoy the film.
so enjoy the wonderful, stupendous, amazing film that we made for you specifically. I'm talking to you, guy in the center row right there. You. Yep, right there. So particularly for you, enjoy.